Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlene Town, your chronic illness bestie, and if you're here for mindset, manifestation, getting your dream life and dream body in 2023, then you've made it to the right place. Go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss another video just like this one. Alright you guys, after last week's video about where sugar hides and what ingredients are bad in foods, I had an overwhelming amount of requests requesting a grocery shopping list of like, okay, how do you plan your list for the grocery store then, right? So it's Sunday and I am planning out my meals for the week. We're gonna create a grocery list together. I'm gonna have links of like printables and how to create your very own grocery list linked in the description box down below. Really quick before we jump into this video, I just want to say like all of the disclaimers. 1, I am not a doctor. 2, I am not giving any advice or suggestions or telling you that the way I eat is right and the way that you eat is wrong. I just want to share with you guys how I create my grocery list, how I enjoy shopping, and what works really good for me and my family. Please do what is best for you always. I am never trying to push ingredients or products or make anybody feel bad because I shop local. Like, everybody just does the best that they can. I'm just sharing with you guys my experience and how I choose to shop for me and my family. Okay, that being said, let's jump right into this video. I cannot wait to share with you guys all of my tips and tricks and how I create a healthy grocery store shopping list. All right, you guys, I've got my pretty water because this is what we're doing these days. And I've got my phone because I talked to my family about what kind of foods they want to eat this week. I also just have like a running tally in my head of like the different meals that we like and, you know, ingredients that we might need throughout the week, which I highly recommend a grocery list that you just have in your phone. That way, you know, you're running low on eggs or milk or this or that, you know what I mean? Like, just put it in there so that you don't forget. I also like to go through my fridge to make sure that I'm not overbuying things. For instance, zucchini. Like, zucchini is something that's on my list all the time, but I want to make sure that we've eaten all the zucchini from last week so that I'm not overbuying and then things are going bad. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump into tip number 1 for creating a healthy grocery list, okay? But first, lemon, cucumber, and ginger. It's time for a refill. Okay, so a major tip for creating a healthy grocery list is, and I'll put like an example of one right here, but my brain, the way I think about grocery shopping is 1, I like to shop the perimeter. When you shop the perimeter of your grocery store, typically what you're getting is your produce section, your meat section, your dairy section, and like that is what I want the bulk of my grocery list to be. Anything that's down those center aisles, that's where your packaged foods live. That's where all of your shelf-stable products that have the preservatives in them, because it keeps them shelf-stable for longer periods of time. Now, I do go into the center aisles. Obviously, you know, I still use baking ingredients and I do use certain canned ingredients like olives and tuna, you know what I mean? But I'm very specific about the products that I buy, and I make sure that the list of ingredients is like 5 to 6 ingredients or less. That's my goal, and I have to know every single ingredient that's in it in order for me to put it into my shopping cart, okay? So I always have it laid out, like refrigerator section is always at the top because eggs is like always at the top of my list. So it's eggs, coconut yogurt, maybe some Greek yogurt for Liv. I love Greek yogurt, just can't eat it at the moment. If we need cheese, if we need butter, if we need the Siete almond flour tortillas are typically at the top of our list. We love them. They're very minimal ingredients and they digest really well for me and my body. We use them for everything. Tacos, pizza, you get the deal, right? So then I've got my produce section, and in the printable down below, there will be like the list of go-to fruits and vegetables that are always on my list, but please make it your own, right? So then I have my produce section and I have all of the fruits and veggies that I want on that list. Zucchini, bell pepper, green onions, fresh herbs, potatoes, sweet potatoes, avocado, tomatoes, apples, bananas, a big mixed greens. I've recently included like radicchio and dandelion greens because I'm trying to help support my liver and bitter things are really good for that. And then the meat department, right? So I'm very fortunate that our meat department, they shop local. And so I have the option to buy single farm local meats. And that is what I look for, because did you know, the first time I went to college, I was an ag major, and I learned that ground beef does not come from single farms. So multiple farms will ship ground beef and they just like mix it all together and then they package it and send it off to places. Also, there's a percentage of ground beef that's allowed to hit the floor and still be like scooped up and packaged and sent off into your foods. So meat is not all equal. Also, like places like Whole Foods and my local grocery store that I shop at, they grind the beef and all of the meats in-house every single day. And like places like Whole Foods, they even have like timestamps of like this ground beef was ground at this time so that you know that it hasn't been sitting there for days or however long, you know? Now that's if you're buying it from the case. If you're buying ground beef in a package, you really just want to make sure to read your labels, okay? So for me personally, I like to shop from the case and I like to make sure that the meat is looking good. You know, sometimes it looks like it's been sitting longer. I don't buy that. You know what I mean? I choose to buy something else. Anyway, I like to shop from the meat counter instead of buying a lot of prepackaged foods. That's just how I particularly like to shop, but please shop in the way that is best for you always. So the top items that I buy that are down the grocery aisles, as you would say, I do buy frozen blueberries because frozen fruit is life in my family and I eat frozen blueberries almost every single night. I will buy my 100% cacao chocolate bar. Again, there's only 2 ingredients in it and I love it. Canned tuna. I buy a very specific canned tuna. It's dolphin friendly. It's also tuna and olive oil. We do buy olives. We used to buy Lindsay olives, the green Lindsay olives, because our family, Doug's family, owns an olive orchard and they sell their olives to Lindsay. Yeah, but then they stopped carrying Lindsay olives at our grocery store. So now we just buy the green olives that we have. Because fun fact, all olives are green, every single one of them. They dye them black so that you can't see the little bumps and bruises, because in the green olives, if they get like tiny little bruises and stuff, that's when they get that little kind of gray discoloration. And so they put food coloring on olives in order to get people to eat them. So fun fact, green olives are better for you. Okay, I do buy coconut milk in a can, like the whole coconut milk in a can. And I do buy one that is just coconut milk and no guar gum. I do the simple one because I try to alleviate all binders and things. I was drinking macadamia nut milk for a while and in the last like month, I've switched away from that and I'm just doing coconut milk and it's been working really good in my body. Also the full fat coconut milk, when I put that in my smoothies, it sustains me for longer. Obviously coffee. I will buy my collagen peptides. We buy like almond flour. We will buy some oats, 100% pure maple syrup. You know what I mean? Like things like that. But yeah, anytime I pick up a package, I'm looking for like single ingredient things. Like almond flour should just be almonds. You know what I mean? Okay, so I've got my grocery list. I'm gonna take you guys into the kitchen, into the refrigerator, and we're just gonna check to make sure, see what we've got going on in the kitchen. I'm also gonna make myself a snack because I'm starving. So we'll make a green smoothie together because you never wanna go to the grocery store hungry. You know what I'm saying? So let's make a smoothie and go through the pantry and the refrigerator and see what we need to make sure we're not overbuying anything and to make sure that we buy the things that we need. Okay, let's go. Cheers! All right, what kind of smoothie are you drinking?
Chocolate cherry.
Chocolate cherry, do you have greens in there?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys, in classic style, I was making my smoothie. Liv wanted one. Liv does a chocolate green smoothie, and recently we've been putting cherries in it. She loves it, which this actually brings me to a really good, please excuse like the mess, it's Sunday and it's raining, so we're in the house. But this kind of brings me to like a point that I feel like I get a lot with my clients and also just with women in general. They are struggling because they want to eat healthy and they want to bring healthier foods into the house, but they're like, but I can't because my kids won't eat it. Our kids eat the way we eat, and our kids eat the foods that we bring into the house. Like, that's really harsh for some people to hear, but we have 100% control of what we put into our bodies. Whether our kids do that or our spouses do that, that's up to them. But whoever is the one purchasing the food for the house, we have control. Like, I have control of the foods that I bring to the house. I also communicate and like talk with Liv about the foods that we put into our bodies. Does Liv eat cookies and bread and things that I don't eat? Yeah, sure. Her body can digest things that mine can't. We have a lot of conversations though about nurturing our bodies and fueling our bodies with good, healthy, nutritious foods. And then the other stuff is just a bonus, right? So, you know, we all eat eggs for breakfast and fuel our bodies with good, nutritious foods. That way, if she goes to school and somebody brings cupcakes for a birthday, okay, cool. She's already fueled her body with good, nutritious foods. I also only pack apples, oranges, carrots, cucumbers, banana. Like, I pack whole foods for her snacks because I want her to know that whole foods, that's what we go to first. That's how we fuel our bodies. That's how our bodies run best. And then everything else is just like extra, right? So don't discount communicating those things with your kids. And again, like, we just need to take responsibility for ourselves and take responsibility for what we're choosing to bring into our house, right? So I can completely empathize and understand that if you've been eating in a different way and you're choosing to change your lifestyle like halfway through your kid's life, it's a big shock. So you can make like little swaps and switches and really have open communication about preservatives and why things are not good for our bodies can be really helpful, even for small, like younger kids, like middle-aged kids, kids as old as Liv. Like, me and Liv have a lot of conversations about food and how it digests in your body, how chewing is the first stage of digestion. Like, make it really simple and easy to understand for them. And like, they're super smart, okay? We also communicate, you know, on days where, like, this last Friday was St. Patty's Day, and they did like a whole party and they had like a lot of sugary treats. And I mean, including fruit, but still fruit is high in sugar. So even though fruit is healthy for you, it's high in sugar. And then they had cookies and they had like all this other stuff, right? By the time we were leaving school and her like little party that we were at, Liv was just crying and really sad and everything was really hard. And you know what I mean? And it was like, well, you ate breakfast, but at around just before lunchtime, you were pumped full of all this sugar and now your body's kind of crashing. So even communicating with her about like, it's harder to process our emotions when we're hyped up on sugar, and she may not understand it, but it's communicating with her and being like, okay, this is what's going on with your body. Let's drink some water. Let's eat some healthy, nutritious foods. And so we came home, we drank a bunch of water, we played outside in the sunshine, and then she ate like a healthy turkey sandwich, which balanced out her blood sugar levels. And then we had a much easier afternoon. Does that make sense? Also, this green smoothie that has protein, healthy fats, greens, raw cacao, like a lot of really good nutrient dense foods and protein and greens, like packed with so many good things for her body. We talk about that. And like, she helps me make her smoothies, so she knows she's the one putting the greens in her smoothies half the time, you know? So just teaching her about food, even from a really young age, I think is really important. And that's how I want to talk to her about food. And so it may be helpful for you to bring that knowledge, and just communication into your household can be really helpful when you're trying to change foods around in the house, right? You know, skipping the Doritos and grabbing some corn chips instead, or, you know, making smoothies that have greens in them and communicate, like talking to them about it and like building your smoothies together. You know what I'm saying? Like, make them delicious. That's why we put chocolate in Liv's, because chocolate covers the greens taste for her. Does it still taste like greens? greens? Yes. If you're not used to eating greens, sure. But Liv is. Liv's been eating greens in her smoothie since she's been eating smoothies at like a year old, or maybe a year and a half. Anyway, short little tangent, but you've got this. Takes communication, and also it doesn't matter what other people are eating. If you're choosing to make a choice of eating healthier for you, be the example, let them see what you're doing, and they tend to follow you along as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's quickly, I'm gonna show you guys the food that I have currently like in the fridge. Don't judge my refrigerator. It needs a wipe. It needs a clean. I will do that when I come back, but let's just like take a quick gander. I'm gonna go through my list again just to make sure I'm not overbuying anything, and then I'm gonna go to the grocery store. So let's check out our refrigerator really fast. So first things first, we need bananas. Adding bananas to our list. These guys are ready to be frozen. I will keep 2 out because Liv's been loving banana pancakes. We've got spaghetti squash on our list because we just didn't eat this last week and we need to. All right, you guys, so I am back from the grocery store. I shopped the perimeter. I did get a couple things down the center aisles, like the cacao and the pineapple. But you guys, the pineapple that I got, like I almost got the other pineapple that said 100% pineapple in pineapple juice. But then I read the ingredients and was like natural flavors and other things in there. And then I picked up the one that I actually got and it just says pineapple in pineapple juice. So that's the one that we went with. But as you can tell, like I don't shop 100% clean all the time. Sorry, they're having a really loud fun dance party right over there. So it's super loud. Anyway, Doug and Liv eat some things that have some sugars in it and have some preservatives and stuff in it. We just do the best that we can, and that's all that we can do. We are conscious and mindful as much as possible, and I personally can't eat sugars and processed things. They just don't feel good in my body, and so I don't eat them. I choose not to eat them. Yeah, I'm trying a couple new things. I actually want to give these guys a try because I am starting to do some fasting, and so there are different ways that you can break your fast in a really good way, and one of them is including like a kefir, which is a fermented milk, and then another way is coconut yogurt. And so I found this one by Coco Yo, Living Coconut Yogurt. I got the one in cacao because I've never had coconut yogurt, so I'm a little nervous about it. There's a little bit of stevia in it, but stevia is fine for me. Probiotics, spices, vanilla, cacao, water, and coconut. Right? So that's 7 including cultures. Should we just try them? Let's try it. Kefir is like a yogurt, but it should work okay in my body. Ooh, I can only try one today. Well, I opened you, so. That's delicious. Just tastes like plain yogurt. I haven't had yogurt in a really long time. So we're gonna see how that one little sip does, and then we'll give it another try. But kefir is supposed to digest way easier in your body than regular yogurt. This is organic, pasteurized, cultured whole milk with a lactase enzyme. And then it has active cultures in it. I'm hoping that that works in my body. If not, Liv will be eating that. Okay, so there's that. All right, you guys. That's it for today's video. I will leave links in the description box down below if you guys want my go-to grocery list so that you can take it with you to the grocery store. There is going to be a blank grocery list that just sets up your grocery list for success, to have a healthy grocery shop. So it's gonna have your refrigerator section, your produce section, your meat department section, and then a small little space for all the little extra things that you might need. When you're shopping at the grocery store and you're trying to do it in a healthy way, I highly recommend staying away from packaged snacks and cereals. That's where a lot of processed foods and sugar hides. So good luck. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe because it really supports my channel. Let me know in the comments down below what was most helpful for you, and if this video was helpful for you, just let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.